I ran every single day for the past 30 days. Well, at least I tried to. No, I actually did run every day. Mostly. And I have something to tell you. All of us are aware that running improves physical health, however, everyone keeps saying that there is also some sort of a hidden benefit to it. So let's find out what that really means. Before starting the experiment, I did my research using a few reliable sources to figure out in which unapparent ways running can affect us. During my research, I found out that besides the obvious effects of running, such as burning fat and building a better figure, running is also an anti-stress therapy. It improves our mood and memory and fights with seasonal depression, which is even more relevant with autumn around the corner. I decided to test out all the theories and figure out if running can impact my life in any way if I add it to my everyday routine. So I gathered the leftovers of my willpower and managed to run every day for the next 30 days. But on a serious note though, not only did I notice physical changes in my body, but also in my emotional state. And we will talk about those later, right after taking the measurements for my before and after pics. Before. I was curious if my measurements would change at all, because in my plans, with an increase in physical activity, I also expected to increase the consumption of gastronomic delights, in order to compensate for the loss in weight and the speed of light. Otherwise, why did I even get involved in this, right? Therefore, for the sake of my interest, I decided to take measurements before, and measured my waist, hips, legs, and jotted down my weight. On the first day of the experiment, my parameters were normal, but I was curious to find out if they would change for better or for worse in a span of 30 days. You too? Then keep watching. Now let's fast forward to the first day, August 1st. On the first day, I ran 2.5 kilometers in this amount of time. The last few minutes I walked because, frankly speaking, if I continued to run, I would probably be never able to get up ever again. When I watched this challenge from other vloggers, I saw them sharing their thoughts and mental state after a run, but I decided not to scare you with my theft of an inept runner who ran for life. Red face, shortness of breath, wandering eyes, wrong technique, and etc. I bet you would have recognized me from 1,000 runners. But I set myself quite an ambitious goal, that every week I will try to run a little more than the last one, so that by the end of the experiment I would have to run 4 kilometers. Second week. To be honest, I started this experiment with an idea that by running every day I would speed up my metabolism, burn more calories, and therefore will be able to eat more. However, to my great surprise, I stopped paying so much attention to food. I also began to understand the comfortable pace and breathing, and it became a little easier for me to run the intended distance. I decided not to torment myself and squeeze these 3 planned kilometers out of my body. The quality of running and my condition became so much more important, so I ran the same 2.5 kilometers, but my time improved a little and my speed became more steady. Despite the research of scientists, running did not become my anti-stress therapy, but rather something opposite. I was completely both physically and mentally involved in staying alive throughout the entire run and not falling on the first bench crowding local homeless people. Therefore, the spiritual side of running in the second week remained undisclosed. Third week. I was finally able to run more than my usual 2.5 kilometer distance and mastered 3 kilometers in the same amount of time. I did not expect this, but by the third week, running had already become an integral part of my day. Not to be confused with my favorite part of the day. And even to some extent, my meditation. When I missed one day this week, I felt really devastated and cold-bloodedly filled the void with food. Well, you know, difficult times require difficult decisions and fortitude. In fact, a missed day made me understand that running really raised my mood and kept me from falling into depression. And given that I'm always on the edge of that state, This experiment really helped me dealing with this. 4th week. During the 4th week, I bravely ran 3 kilometers and 15 meters in this amount of time, which exceeds the 3rd week, well, nominally, but I'm glad that I finally finished the challenge and was able to figure out what benefits running can bring, in addition for the obvious weight loss and improvement of physical form. About the latter, it seems like it's time to take the after measurements. After. So here are my measurements after I ran every day for 30 days. I measured my waist, hips, legs, and got this result. The 4th week was kind of a breakthrough, and I was one step away from writing a self-published book on my spiritual journey and flying away to Bali to record courses on how to develop willpower in 24 seconds. I put the link in the description. You can buy it, please. Nutrition. I didn't really change my nutrition because mine is quite systematic itself. I eat about 2 times a day on weekdays and about 20 times a day on weekends, so that on average I eat about 15 to 1700 calories per day. App. For seeing your questions, I used a Nike app for running. It has a very simple design and an intuitive interface, as well as it's free and has no ads. Basically, all you ever need in one place. During a run, the app tracks the pace, location, distance, and heart rate, and it also has a voice guidance that informs about the time, distance, pace, and end of the workout, which is very convenient because running and looking at the phone simultaneously would personally make it more difficult for me to run. Among the cons of running, which I have deduced for myself, are dependence on weather conditions and a difficult moral beginning. Especially during the first few days, I was literally sitting and nodding my sneakers for 10 minutes straight, trying to persuade myself not to roll for some shawarma or 5 in the middle of my mini marathon. What I liked about running and what I initially did not believe is that running relieves obsessive thoughts and depressive states. There is even a term for that, runner's euphoria. It's impossible to explain it in words, but those who have tried regular jogging will surely understand me. Also, during a run, your brain gets unloaded and you start having these mind-breaking ideas and groundbreaking thoughts. If you like this video and you want YouTube to show it to other users, then don't forget to smash the like button and write in the comment section down below which experiment I should try next. And also don't forget to subscribe to my Instagram and to my YouTube channel. See you soon!